Welcome YouTube to my video on Devil May Cry 3 and all the bosses explained. So as of recently, I've completed Devil May Cry 3, beat the game, and I want to go with you over the lore of the bosses for any newcomers, anyone new to the series. It's very important that I do this because when I complete some games, I want to be able to make these videos, and these review videos have always been my favorite, always been the best. But if you enjoy, like and subscribe, and please follow my Instagram account. Let's begin. The Hell Vanguard is the first boss you'll encounter in Devil May Cry 3. It's not that difficult at all. In fact, the developers agree because they use this guy in multiple other levels. He's first encountered in level 2, and he is the first boss you will encounter. Personally, I don't think this thing is difficult at all. You could easily beat it if you really just apply yourself, unless you're extremely new to the game like I was the very first time I fought it, although, you know, it wasn't that hard. It'll attack you by using surprise teleport attacks, as well as occasionally doing a circling scythe attack where it spins its scythe and runs at you after it teleports, but you shouldn't be intimidated by that. Just move to the side and you'll deal with it. Most of its attacks are very easy to tell. Sometimes, if you hit it, it will respond with a scythe attack followed by another attack, but you should be able to counter it, and the best counter I recommend with Dante's Royal Guard, while with Virgil, just dodge the first one, and the second one you can just move out of the way a bit. It's not that difficult. This boss is actually not killed by Dante the first time he meets it, because it's later killed by Virgil after it escapes from Dante. It was created by Arkham to test Dante and also get in his way through progressing through Temenda Gru. But unfortunately for it, it didn't make the cut. See what I did there? And it was destroyed by Virgil, and later seen in level 30 falling to its demise after being cut to pieces. It seems to be a stronger or more elder version of the Journal Reaper enemies that we'll see throughout the level, and ultimately doesn't make that too much of an impact. Oh, but it does appear at the end of the game as well, when you're meant to kill a bunch of demons to get a score. But besides that, that's really all it does. Story-wise, it's not that impactful, but, you know, that's what you get for being the first boss. Sorry, buddy. Cerberus, the second boss in Devil May Cry 3, and also the very first skill check. This boss is not easy and where the difficulty jumps from the Hell Vanguard. It has an icy aesthetic, as you can clearly tell, which is a counterpart to its inspiration, which is, as you obviously know and can tell, Cerberus, the guard dog of Hades from Greek mythology. Cerberus's different heads will determine which attack it uses. One of its heads will shoot a giant ball of ice that'll break up into tinier pieces of ice to hit you. Another head will shoot icicles from the ceiling of the building, which can be very goddamn annoying. And the third head can freeze the floor, freezing Dante if he doesn't climb on the wall. This boss opens up with a cutscene, with Dante and him exchanging words. Dante, of course, being Dante, pisses him off because he can't learn to keep his mouth shut. Anyway, this boss is the boss that made me change difficulties. It was that goddamn difficult. So as a new player, you are going to have a hard time with this boss. Undeniably so. As for the lore of this boss was set here to guard the entrance of the Temenda Gru, preventing all those unworthy from traveling through it. It was also set here to test Dante and Virgil in case they ever wanted to get the power of their father, Sparta. Which, Sparta is a whole other story for another time, but I think I'll just explain that at the end of the video. That'll be the easiest I can do. Especially since it's connected to another character, who I will be explaining later. But, besides that, it's also generally used as a guard dog in the demon world, which is what the Temenda Gru is connected to. This is the first boss that drops a Devil Arm, which are the Cerberus Trichucks, which have the lowest amount of upgradable moves in the game, and is the first Devil Arm you will get. It's not that good, but you know, it's the first double arm you get, so you can't complain. Due to its moveset, it's very good for single battles, so for example, Virgil or the Doppelganger boss, those are good enemies to use this weapon on. The Gigapede is encountered on level 4, and is encountered in one of the later rooms of the level. The Gigapede is not that difficult of a boss, it's pretty weak and has a standard attack moveset. The only thing I worry about is electric projectiles, which it occasionally fires. This boss does not drop a devil arm, however it does appear later levels, such as level 8. However, you cannot kill those later iterations. The Gigapede is honestly one of the easiest bosses in this game, and is honestly easier than the Hell Vanguard himself. In my opinion, this boss is less of a boss and just more to be put there just to pad out the runtime of the game. But hey, the developers had a good idea with this guy. I mean, look at him. Nah, never mind, he's ugly as fuck. The Gigapede's best strategy to fight the Gigapede, in my honest opinion, is just to wait by a certain ledge, jump onto his back, and then unleash hell. Especially if you're going through your second playthrough, just use Devil Trigger at that point. You'll finish the fight way quicker, especially with Beowulf. Sometimes you'll occasionally fall off and it'll throw you off after electrifying its body, but that shouldn't be an issue for you because, well, this boss is just easy.
Look, brother, it's been ages, but we finally have company. I see that. We must entertain our guest. You're right. We have to be gracious hosts. What should we do? How do I know? We need to come up with something. Brother, our guest is sighing. Sigh? What is sigh? Well, a sigh is when...
Enough already! How long are you two gonna keep carrying on like this? In case you didn't get the hint, I'll spell it out. You're a guest. Wants to go through. Got it?
Our job here is to guard this pool. That's right. We can't let you pass.
Agni and Rudra, who are two demon twins who are encountered at level 5, are two demon twins who have been set here to guard to mend the groove and to prevent anyone unworthy from traveling, as well as testing Dante and Virgil. The devil arm they possess is called Agni and Rudra, which is great at clearing up large groups of enemies, as well as also being my favorite weapon in this game. They also wield it during their boss fight. In their boss fight, they also, during their second phase, should you kill one of them, the living one will take the other weapon and fight you using said weapon, and using a combination of the moves as well as the moveset you gain access to using said devil arm. It is highly recommended to use Royal Guard, as should you do so, you can knock their weapons out of their hands, leaving them vulnerable to high damage attacks with Rebellion or moves like Beowulf, which you won't have at that point because he is a boss that shows up later. That'll be it for part 1. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and if you want to see part 2, please support my channel. Also, if there's any misconceptions or issues with part 1, I'll update them in a future video. See you next time, and God bless.